said.
Yeah, I want a source on that. I've never heard of this. Has
I'll give
anybody
you
else
the-
heard of
I'll
this in
give
the
you the
comments?
source. Give me a second.
Have you guys heard about this in the comments? Because I've never heard about this.
Really? You never heard this, huh?
Yeah, someone saying lies that you're not telling the truth. We got one. Spooky said yes. Oh, Kurt said, oh, we're getting more yeses now. Me
Yeah.
either, yeah. Never. And the ones that are saying that they haven't heard are actually my friends, so I don't know if I could trust the ones that are saying yes. But can you play? Was this on TV that he said?
Hang on,
this?
I'm going to give it
Or
to
was this
you.
written?
I'm going to give it to you right now. Hang on. I just wanted to pull the source for you.
I'm just wondering.
Hang on.
I'm just wondering if you can play it.
Well, I don't know.
Do you have another device you can play?
No, I don't have a device to play it, but I'm going to give you the
All right,
exact,
I'm gonna go get my other. We're gonna
day.
investigate this.
Yeah, I'll give you the exact day that this happened.
All right, just give me a second. Just grabbing it. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Hold on. I got it.
I'm holding.
I gotta get. Yeah, just hold on. Don't hold on to it twice. Oh shit! That phone's not alive. I'll try to turn it on. See if maybe I just didn't. Just give me a second. Sorry to hold everybody in limbo. We're gonna investigate something here.
Investigate away.
Yeah.
The date you're looking for is June 11th, 2020.
We're supposed to be super spreader gathering. Miss Anthony Fauci stated that large Black Lives Matter protests carry an inherent risk. Yeah, so like Don's saying that it says that this Dr. Anthony Fauci stated that large Black Lives Matters BLM protests carry an inherent risk.
Yeah, that's only part of what was said. He noted that the pandemic shine a light on the unacceptable health and socioeconomic disparities that affected Black communities. What Fauci stated is that large crowd of any kind pose a clear risk for spreading COVID-19. While acknowledging deep-rooted social issues driving the demonstrations, he maintained that regarding these physical separations, that the mask mandate applied, but not the social distancing, that took priority. That's what Fauci himself was discussing while this was going on.
So is there a clip for this?
Yeah, Representative Jim Jordan, I believe, actually talked to him about. Now, this is a long time since I've had to think about this, but if I remember correctly, Jim Jordan actually questioned him on it.
All right, I'm going to search Jim Jordan.
Spread of the virus.
Hang on.
He's playing it.
Do protests increase the spread of the virus? I think I can make a general statement.
Well, 500,000 protesters on June 6th alone.
Yeah.
I'm just asking that number of people. Does it increase the spread of the virus?
Crowding together, particularly when you're not wearing a mask, contributes to the spread of the virus.
Should we limit the protesting?
I'm not sure what you mean. How do we say limit the protesting?
Should government limit the protesting?
I don't think that's relevant to.
Well, you just said if it increases the spread of the virus, I'm just asking, should we limit it?
Well, I'm not in a position to determine what the government can do in a forceful way.
Well, you make all kinds of recommendations. You make comments on dating, on baseball, on everything you can imagine. I'm just asking you. You just said that protests increase the spread. I'm just asking you, should we try to limit the protests?
No, I think I would leave that to people who have more of a position to do that. I can tell you.
Government stopping people from going to church, Dr. Fauci.
Yeah.
Last week in the Calvary Chapel case, 5 liberals on the Supreme Court said it was okay for Nevada to limit church services. Justice Gorsuch said it best. He said, "There's no world in which the Constitution permits Nevada to favor Caesar's Palace over Calvary Chapel." I'm just asking, is there a world where the Constitution says you can favor one First Amendment liberty, protesting, over another, practicing your faith?
I'm not favoring anybody over anybody. I'm just making a statement that's a broad statement that avoid crowds of any type, no matter where you are, because that leads to the acquisition and transmission. And I don't judge one crowd versus another crowd.
One night in Chicago, 49 officers were injured, but no limit to protests. But boy, you can't go to church on Sunday.
I don't know how many times I can answer that. I'm not going to opine.
Yeah, like this guy. Can you pause it? Can you pause it? Can you pause it?
Yeah, hang on. I am. Go ahead.
The guy's just berating him over the same question over and over again, and he keeps saying that he doesn't think it's a good idea that people get together in large quantities.
Right, but
It's
he
the
was talking
opposite of
out of
what you
both
said.
sides of his mouth. When asked about making
I heard it clear as
hang
day.
on. Can I at least
Yeah, go ahead,
explain
go
this?
ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so
Yeah, go ahead.
Fauci was talking out of both sides of his mouth. He made tons of recommendations that churches be closed down, that businesses be closed down, that various of these social institutions be closed down. But when asked specifically when it came to protests, he refused to say that protests should be limited or shut down, even though he made tons of
But he did say that.
recommendations. No, he didn't.
Did we not just hear him say
No, he
that?
literally didn't say that. He literally said that he wouldn't make a claim to that, only that he says all large crowds, if you get together, it's going to
Right.
advance the spread.
Okay, so
But
what
he
he's
didn't
trying to do is
specifically. Hang on.
he's
I'm
trying to
almost done.
not.
I'm almost done. I
No, no,
promise.
he's just
You're
trying
not going
not
to
to
let me
piss
finish,
off
of
a
course.
group of people. He's trying not to
What?
piss off a group of people.
What are you talking
But
about?
if he would have said yes to that with the BLM group, they would have all turned against him.
Bro, then why did he do it for churches, businesses, tons of other institutions where he said specifically these places need to practice social distancing, shut down for temporary periods of time, but somehow when it came to BLM protest, that was okay. They could go out and do that. He wouldn't make any recommendations for them to have any limits of any kind, even though he did it when it came to churches and everything else. You should only have 20 people. They should be distanced like this. This is how it should happen. But he refused to make those recommendations during Black Lives Matter. That it was inconsistent. And I don't know how you can say that that doesn't cost lives.
I'm just observing how it is. And if you saw the stuff that happened during Black Lives Matter, do you want to piss off a whole bunch of people and tell them that they can't do what they're doing?
That what this is worse than 100 million Christians? How?
Well, they can practice from home. You can't really
Yeah,
practice
but the
protest
point is
from home.
pissing them off, right? You piss off 100 million Christians, but you can't piss
But
off
the
8% of the
But
population.
the Christians understood why, and they weren't
They didn't. They ignored.
rioting.
They ignored constantly. They and
I,
by the
I
way,
don't understand why you don't
they also
understand the psychological effect.
they also took over federal buildings in Michigan, for instance. They used armed people stormed the federal buildings in the state of Michigan and took them over in protest for what was going on in the various churches. Did you know that? Armed men took over the federal buildings in Michigan and said no more of this when it comes to social distancing. They were having no more of it. And so, yes, they pissed off a huge segment of the population. For some odd reason, though, he wouldn't make specific recommendations when it came to these rioters, looters, and protesters, but he would make specific recommendations for restaurants, gatherings, church institutions, church functions. And that's what Jim's talking about there.
Well, it's not the same thing that I heard him say. So
I just played it for you, dude. What
yeah,
are you
heard what
talking
he
about?
said.
He
I heard
refused
what
to
he
give
said.
specifics on
Yeah,
BLM, even
because
though he would do it for all these other
yes,
institutions.
because he's being smart. He's being smart to not say something about them.
What are you talking? What are you talking about? How?
How do you not understand this?
Understand what? He refused to make specific protocols for this, even though he did it for all other First Amendment activities. That's what Jim Jones said. And Fauci had nothing for
All
it.
he did was try to not harm himself by saying something about a group that was really pissed off. And I understand why he did that.
All of these groups were pissed off, bro. You had people who were
Yeah,
saying
but they weren't pissed off. They weren't pissed off to the same degree.
yes, they were pissed off to the
no
same
way.
degree. They were taking
No
over
way.
federal buildings armed, bro. I don't know if
Not
you
the
know
same
this or
thing.
not. They were taking them over. They stormed the capital of Michigan armed. Hundreds of them with heavy weaponry took over the capital of Michigan in protest. How is that less dangerous than BLM?
I didn't know about the ones you're talking about. So to me,
You
it
don't
just
know
sounds
much
like more
about
fake
any of
news.
this, bro. You don't know
Oh,
hardly
yeah, I do.
anything about any of
Oh, yeah.
this. And
Yeah, well, I
is it
know that
because
you
you're
said
Canadian?
I know that you said that he said something and then he didn't say it.
Yes, he did say it. He specifically refused to address the social issue or the social distancing issue when it came to specific protocols of Black Lives Matter, even though for other First Amendment activities, he would do that, including shutting down churches. It showed a huge
Because that's okay.
inconsistency.
It's okay to close down a church.
Why? That's First Amendment
Because
activity, right?
You can read a book at home. You can read a book on a live. That's what they did.
Do you know?
They socially distanced.
Do you know
You're
what?
not going to tell a bunch of people that are rioting to stop rioting because they're going to get sick.
Bro,
they're not going to listen.
What? Okay, hang on.
They're not going to listen.
Do you agree with me that the same exact amendment, which covers your right to protest, also covers your right to religion?
Regardless of that, there was
Can
everything
you answer
was
my
different.
question first? Do
This
you
is
agree
different.
it's
It was
the
under an
same
emergency.
exact amendment? Do you agree
It
with
was
me?
under an emergency. Everything was different.
What the hell does that have to do with anything? You can't suspend the Constitution based on emergency. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you can. It
No,
overrides
you
it.
can't. No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
No.
it does.
Where was the
Yeah.
declaration of martial law then?
Then how come they didn't stop it?
They went to court and stopped many of these injunctions, especially churches. It was totally unconstitutional.
And how long did it take for them to do that?
Well, in some cases, it took well over a year.
Right. So when things were starting to go away anyways.
What?
When things were starting to go away anyways.
No, things were still going pretty heavy, by the way, even when some of these court cases were being settled when it came to various churches. You do not get to suspend the Constitution of the United States during an emergency. Where the hell did you ever get that idea? There would have to be some formal declaration of martial law for that to happen, and there was never, ever. So I don't know what your response is to that exactly. Can you explain that to me? Why you think that you could just override the U.S. Constitution based on the fact that you declare a national emergency? Because that's not how that works.
Because if everybody's going to get sick and pass away, isn't it a good idea to put measures in place to protect people?
That's not in dispute. What's in dispute is whether or not it's constitutional. So my question is couldn't I just declare that there's a national emergency for illegal immigration and then take away all their constitutional rights, sir?
Well, you can't claim anything, so.
What? No, I'm saying if I was president, why couldn't I just do that?
But you're not, so.
Yeah, no, but if I was, though.
Okay, I'm just disconnecting that guy.
Okay, but if I was. Let's pretend I was.
Look, I think that all these stupid rules and laws should be thrown out when it comes to something like this.
Why? Why would you? Do you want people to not have their Fifth Amendment right?
I think everybody should have got
to not incriminate
I think
themselves.
Everybody should have got vaccinated too.
That should.
How can you talk about? Hold on. How can you talk about taking away constitutional rights of Americans when you're not even American? You have not addressed one valid question that the guest below me has made, and he's made some good ones.
How come we're following each other?
Because you love me.
I'm not loving you right now.
Yeah,
well,
but
I bet you're not,
can
because
you
I'm
answer?
calling you out.
Yeah, can you answer to this? First of all, you wanted there to be a mandate that people had to get a vaccine.
Absolutely, there was mandates.
What should the
I didn't want it to be mandate. I wanted it to be law.
Yeah. So what should the penalty have been if you refused?
Incarceration.
Okay. Do you consider the right wing to be fascistic?
The right wing to be what?
Do you consider the right wing in the United States to be fascistic?
Yeah.
Yeah. You consider the right wing in the United States to be fascistic. Mr. wants a law that you have to get something injected in your body you don't want. Great. You're a bastion of consistency, brother.
Hey, remember what I said about respect?
Wait, this is not disrespectful. I'm pointing out a logical problem.
But you're starting to get a little disrespectful.
Oh, come on,
I
man.
think that
There's
you're
no disrespect.
I think
I'm pointing out something that's super important. You just got done telling me that you wanted a law mandating everybody get vaccinated whether they like it or not, and then say in the same breath the right wing is fascistic.
Yeah.
Do you not know the difference between a mandate and a law? Because you're saying a law to mandate. It doesn't even make sense.
Okay, so
you can have
is your
laws which
body
don't mandate. Don't you want laws that mandate?
Hold on.
I wanted a law. All these people were putting everybody else's lives at risk.
He's a Canadian. He's a Canadian. He says, "Rule me harder." We all know that.
Well, now see that you could say was disrespectful, but I didn't say anything like that, bro.
It is, and if he keeps it up, he's getting kicked off.
But did I do that? I didn't do that.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Like you think that the government, right?
Keep it up. You keep it up, man.
What? If you want to kick me for the win, go ahead.
Okay.
Later.
Yeah, I just don't want to have any disrespect. There's no point for it.
I'm not going to disrespect you, dude. I appreciate you being on the
awesome.
stream. I'm going to get a bit excited for here and there, but I'm not going to do anything purposely disrespectful. So, but back to this, do you understand how it sounds to me like when you say I want a law that states you have to take this or else, and then you say that my side is fascistic? Do you understand why I think that that's an incoherent, nonsensical position?
I can understand why you would think that, but I also don't understand why you wouldn't agree with me.
Because I don't think that if it's the case that you think that we should have freedom, is that a thing which is baked into Western democracy, do you think, or it doesn't work?
Well, I think if you actually technically look at it with a fine-tooth comb, nothing is free, nobody's free. So, you know, we've elected these people to oversee us, and when there's an emergency, they have to act.
Yeah, but they're
Do they
restrained.
not?
They're restrained by a
not? Do they
constitutional
not?
mandate. Of course, yeah, sure. But they're restrained by constitutional
Yeah.
mandate in action. Correct?
Right.
Yeah. So if that's the case, then what you're talking about, if you say that you want a law which overrides the Constitution, that would actually be fascistic, sir.
So, like, sorry to cut to something else, but so someone in the comments says, "Worry about Canada, dude. Why are you here?" Because this affected the world, bud.
Yeah, it
We're
did.
all in this. So if you want to go, "Oh, you're Canadian. You're no good for me." Well, then just scroll on, bud. No one's making you stay here. So my problem is that this is an innocent guy. He didn't do anything wrong. He did the best of his abilities to try to protect people.
Yeah, but
He
hang
gave
on,
the
hang on.
best
This
advice.
is hang on. You're
Hold
pivoting
on.
away
Let me
from
finish.
what we were talking
Let me finish.
about.
Let me finish. Let me
Okay,
finish.
all right.
But he's been doing this a long time, and he is an authority on this. And I believe he saved millions of lives.
Yeah, but hang on. This is a pivot away from the previous claim. The previous claim that you had is that you wanted there to be a law that said everybody has to take this vaccine. Everybody, right?
That I've been saying that for a long time.
Right.
So
And
there's
so
no
that's
pivot
that's
away
the
from
claim that we're discussing that you're pivoting away from.
Yeah.
How is it that you think that inside of a Western democracy, if it's not the will of the people, that you have a vaccine, one, and two, you have constitutional restraints? Why do you think that that's okay to override the Constitution for a health mandate? Wouldn't that enter into massively dangerous territory, dude? Like you would consider very fascistic?
I don't think the system is what you think it is.
You just cut out, bro. Your audio just cut out. And I don't know. I can't hear a word you're saying. I got no audio from you at all. Hello? Hello? He booted me. Dude literally booted me. What the fuck just happened? I can't hear a word this guy is saying. Is he muted on the live? There we go. Well, I just heard something for a second. Yeah, he kicked me. I don't hear shit. I'm going to go to a different live and just make sure it's not me.
Healthy.
Fucking sense into this guy.
If they're all
Consenting
healthy, yeah, and
to the risk.
Yeah, and it didn't affect any healthy people at all, right?
Yeah, so I mean, we can move on from this. I guess I want to specifically address like the whole crowd point he was talking about. Like Frederick was talking about Fauci's like quote on the crowd. You know, like I will say like you kind of like Fauci didn't really say like let him protest. Like, I will say he was kind of off on that a little bit. That quote wasn't
Right.
really, like
Yeah,
it was kind
right.
of
I
half-assed,
didn't
but
like that one bit. It seems like it was more based on a feeling rather than I did not block Frederick. Absolutely not.
But I will say, I guess the question for you is, do you think Fauci should have ordered, maybe not ordered the government, he's obviously not in that position, but do you think Fauci should have told, because you're saying it's okay to limit church, do you think the government should have gone into the crowds and actively tried to stop them?
That's a whole other topic.
No, that's exactly
Well,
the
yeah,
topic we've been talking about for about 10 minutes.
that is what we wanted
That
to
is
get
that
to
is
here. Should he have
okay.
forced them to socially distance? By the way, thanks for having me back up. I don't know what happened. So
I believe he should have. I believe that he should have shut it down.
So you
by
basically
not
just
doing
don't
that,
believe people should be able to gather in crowds in an outdoor
Well, if they're
space
putting
because of a
the
virus. Like,
population at risk, then why is it being allowed? Why is everybody else having to lock down, but not one group because they're going a little fucking mayhem?
this was the question that Jim Jones also had for Anthony Fauci. That was the whole point. And when we're
Yeah, but then
diving into
he didn't answer. He sort of did a pleading the fifth thing with
yeah,
it.
he does that a lot.
Yeah.
Fauci does a whole lot of that pleading the fifth
Yeah,
thing.
he's a
doesn't
smart
he?
guy.
Yeah,
He's a smart guy.
he doesn't want his positions to actually be questioned. And one of the reasons he was so universally hated here was because of what happened with BLM and the social distancing, and then it seemed like there was a dualistic standard that this guy held under questioning. Where he would say, "Yeah, like, look, sure, it's gonna increase the spread, but I'm not gonna tell them they should shut it down, even though I have specific mandates for other organizations." That's crazy to me, man.
I guess you don't understand what could have been the ramifications for him if he did go against that.
What?
Especially when they're really upset.
What?
Well, if you're a ruling body on a very traumatic situation going on, and you tell a group of people to stop, do you think that they're going to be happy about that?
Yeah, but that
When
would
they're
apply. That would
already
apply to
going
anybody
wild?
that he told to stop.
so, like, what is the threshold
it
here
doesn't.
for, like,
It doesn't.
entering your fascist society, host? Like, at what point do you say, okay, there's a danger to society, I think the government should, like, take away freedom of religion, take
Why
away
is it
freedom to gather?
fascist?
Like, what, dude? It's like literally the definition of fascism. You're
No,
saying
it's not.
you're saying a government should literally, like, be allowed to stop people from going to church and gather in
Look,
public outdoor spaces.
everybody did this all over the world. What makes you guys, religious guys, think that you're special and you deserve
the
to?
United States Constitution under Amendment 1.
Okay.
No, but it's
All
not
right.
even just religion, dude. You
Yeah, it
just said
sounds a
they
little
should go break
selfish
up
to
the
me.
protest.
It
No, you
just
just said
sounds
they should go
selfish
do
to
the
me.
protest too.
It
So
just
this isn't
sounds
even just
selfish to me,
religion.
that's
This is
all.
you said they should do it to the BLM protest too.
I think it was a little selfish of you
I'm
guys
not
to
black.
think that way.
I'm not black, and you just said the government should go break up BLM protests. So it has nothing to do with being religious or not.
No, that part. That
So
part
again,
didn't
I'll
have to
ask the
do with
question:
that
what
part.
is
Didn't
the
have to do
threshold?
with skin color.
Okay,
It
again, I'll
it
ask the
was
threshold.
yeah.
What is the question, or what is the threshold to allow a government where they should limit people from gathering outside and going to church? Like, what about COVID? What line did COVID cross that you could see again where a government should be allowed to go break up protests and limit church? What's the line for you?
Oh, I think they should have just stopped it. I don't. I think as soon as things start getting damaged and people are congregating together, as soon as people are congregating together, they should have been like putting like trackers on people's phones to like make sure that they weren't congregating.
Are you trolling, bro? Are you real?
No. Well, what's wrong with that?
You know what? I want to support Matt because I think he made a great point earlier. He said that when it comes to things like this and there's a deadly disease running rampant, the government should just go ahead and limit all the First Amendment rights. And I agree with him, which means we should have banned BLM protesting. We should have told them, you no longer have the right to protest because there's a deadly disease going on. So why didn't Fauci do that?
Yeah, why didn't Fauci do that?
I think we should ban these TikTok live streams too. I feel like the virus probably could travel through the screen and get on me and shit. So like,
you sound like another conspiracy theorist again. Like this is literally who I asked to talk to. So it's awesome.
Fauci said the virus can transfer through 5G signals.
Let him answer my question. Let him answer my question. I want to know why, if it's okay to limit First Amendment rights if there's a pandemic, including religious liberty, why people should still have the right to protest.
They shouldn't.
Right. So then,
Okay, so you
so
admit Fauci was wrong.
right, you are
No, I
admitting
think
that
that
Fauci should have
neither
said
should
that.
have happened.
So then Fauci should have said people don't have the right to protest, right? Otherwise, he's putting people's lives in danger,
Yeah,
right?
he should have said that, but he knew what would happen. I
Well,
don't
then
understand how
he
you
didn't.
how
Then
you don't
if he
understand.
didn't do that, then he put people's
Okay,
lives in danger.
so here, I'll give you a scenario. So say there's like a war, like a real war that's going on, and someone tells all of their people, "Oh, you guys can't be fighting anymore because you're going to put everyone else in danger." Is that going to stop it? Is it
No.
going to stop it?
No.
No. Is it going to piss people off?
Sure.
Yeah. So he's just doing the smart choice by not having him become the target.
Yeah, but
Well,
here's the
Wait,
thing. Here's your
what?
contradiction
Hang
is
on.
he's saying to close down churches, like Frederick
wait
said
a sec.
earlier. He's
Wait a
saying
It's
to
sec.
always
Yeah,
close
that
about the
down
makes no sense
churches,
what you
eh?
just said, bro.
like
Yeah, I want to just acknowledge again that what Matthew is telling us here is that white Christians will behave and do what they're told, but Matthew here is scared of black people who are going to get violent in protest because he knows what they're capable of. Thank you. I
no,
appreciate that.
dude, literally that's what you're saying. You're saying it's okay for Fauci to tell Christians and religious people that they need to stay home, but as soon as you tell BLM people, oh, it's going to make them
What
angry
about
and
the
it's best
BLM
not to do
people
that.
that wanted to go to church too? They didn't get to go to church.
Yeah, what would that have to do with the point, though? The point is that
It's the point that
you're saying that Anthony Fauci was scared of black
okay,
people.
this is like, can we move to a different conspiracy?
I
Because
would
this is just
this is not a
another. It's
conspiracy.
constantly it's just going on in circles and circles, and like I like
You want to
find
avoid your
something else.
position. You want to avoid your position, but we
No,
don't want you
it's
to
it's
avoid
just
your position.
there's no point. There's no point in arguing over and over the same point and hoping to get somewhere with something
Just
when
admit that
people
you're
are focused.
contradicting
When
yourself.
people are
Just admit
focused
it.
primarily because their rights to go to a area and congregate together was taken away for a short period of time to protect other people and prevent the spread of something.
Well, then they shouldn't get upset that their right to burn down people's buildings, destroy property, and be violent, which is not a right they even have, is temporarily revoked either. Why can't you be consistent?
You know, I don't know if you know about all the stuff that's happened to that community. I sort of don't blame them for being pushed past a tipping point.
Holy shit. Canada is cooked. Canada is cooked. Oh my God.
Cooked. All right. Thanks for your time, man. Have a good day.
Thanks, Frederick. Thank you for joining.
Dude, you're a legend, Frederick.
Did you fucking hear this? Did you hear this? All right, you got the calm. You got the fucking helm, bro. Oh, bro, what the fuck? Holy shit.